Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I didn't get here alone, but we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with some of the things. The first thing is what I wish I would have known, or before I started, what I wish I would have known was I wish I would have got started researching early, like researching the information about where I wanted to go, different leagues, things of that nature. Like putting in research goes so far in this game. You think that when you're getting done with college, you just, agents gonna come, teams are gonna come knocking down my door, everybody's gonna be running like, if you're not like a super high majors, D1, UCLA, Georgia, all these, even them, don't get it twisted to think that just because even if you go to high major that it's automatically it's set in stone for you. I'm gonna come out and I'm finna make tens of thousands off the rip. I'm finna make all the money. I'm finna get paid 15,000 from day one. And it's like, who told you that? Who fed you that? Oh, my homeboy out there in Iraq or Egypt or Iran or they're in Ukraine and they get in the bag and I know they got me. It don't be like that. It's not like that. Don't think that you're just exempt from putting in the research and understanding each league, understanding what leagues, how they're ran, the type of culture around the league. Like, I was talking to a guy out here from Serbia, and he was just telling me the type of basketball that they are. Like, they pretty much want you to be perfect. And you would think Serbia, you think Jokic. Oh, Jokic out there, so that's high level basketball. So that means that, you're probably going to get paid a lot and the basketball is super good and it's going to be such a good market to come from. It's not like that. He told me straight up, he said, we got like two teams. Those are the two teams, and one's in the Euro Cup and one's in the Euro League. Every other team after that is not like that. You're not getting paid. The max that you're probably getting paid is like $2,000 a month. You gotta think about it. $2,000 a month, you get paid more than that full time working at Walmart. So if you don't even know these things, you would be thinking, oh, I'm just going here to some country that's going to be high level, and when I get done with here, I'm going to get paid. So that's not how it is. You got to do your research on how is the country, how do they play their basketball, because different countries play basketball different ways. The physicality in some countries are just so much for that some people can't handle it. South America plays basketball a different way. Middle East plays basketball a different way. Asia plays basketball a different way. But those are not things that you are taught, or no one is really informing you before you even get there. That's something you should know, and that just takes it. Like, I never really understood that I needed to talk to people about what type of basketball is going to be played, because you think basketball is basketball wherever you go. No, it's not. It's not really like that. So one thing I wish I would have done before starting was really do more in-depth research on different countries, the play style, coaching style. Maybe some leagues are more of a scoring league. Some leagues, they're more lenient to cutting players. Some leagues, they don't cut players at all. These are important information to know before you're getting started, because you don't want your first start to be a bad start. Because if you start off bad, it's very hard getting back on. A lot of guys don't recoup once they had that bad start first year and it don't turn out well because they started off in a bad market. Like, I started off in Mexico and they cut me off the jump. First 2 weeks in, I got cut the first 2 weeks in, and they didn't even give me half of. They're supposed to give me half of my check. They gave me half of my check. Guess what? I didn't have an agent. I didn't have nobody backing me up on. I didn't know what was going on. So guess what? I had to take it or leave it. That's just something that, hey, I had to go through the fire and learn myself. Another thing I wish I would have known earlier was how to promote myself through social media. In this day and age, now If you're not promoting yourself on social media, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice. I don't care what it is. If you're working out in the gym, if you are going to open runs, pro runs, like the Rico Hine runs, if you're in pro-ams, whatever it is, post it on social media. Social media is not for us to be on there just to see our holler at a bunch of girls, or follow a bunch of celebrities and follow a bunch of gossip and see what the shade room talking about. It's for you to promote yourself and build a brand. You are a brand, and you have to build that brand. No one's going to build that brand for you. You have to get started in building that brand for yourself early, and you can do that through social media. I remember when I first started, man, Facebook used to be jumping. Facebook was the place where you get all the contracts, all the jobs. Agents was hitting you up. People, you post one clip, they on there. They had the basketball groups. You go into groups. You can still find a lot of jobs on there. People just sleep on it because it's like my generation, not these newer generation. And it's crazy. I don't even know the difference. Generation, Gen Z, Gen X, millennials. Millennials are younger. These millennials, they're more on social media like TikTok and Instagram. Those are by far the biggest. Instagram and TikTok. I had an agent just hit me up, and I straight up, you got Instagram? I'm sending you my highlights through Instagram. I'm not sending you it through YouTube. I'm sending it to you on Instagram because everybody has Instagram. They're on TikTok. That's where you get to see a player's style, how they play. Perfect example, Austin, the guy I just played with when we was in Chile together. He started working on his social media because he thought it was some nonsense. He wasn't working on his social media, but since he got around me and Deuce all the time and seen us constantly posting, he started making some clips, posting his videos. Guess what? He ended up getting a deal in Brazil because they saw him through Instagram. I just had a guy reach out to me asking questions because they saw me on Instagram. You sleep on who you don't know because you think you're not getting a lot of views. You think your following count is low. People are watching. They are watching. Utilize your social media to your benefit. It will help you in the long run. Use your social media to build your brand. Use your social media to promote yourself because it's going to take you a lot further than you will realize. You need that social media coverage and following. You need more people posting your stuff and showing you. I'm telling you, that's going to get you a job. If I would have took that more serious and earlier on in my career, probably would have had a different career. But it's just certain little things you don't know. And even now more so, it's way bigger. It's a lot bigger now to promote yourself on social media and Instagram and things like that because more people are on it. Social media, from when I first started, Instagram started like when I was in college. So it wasn't really that big of a deal. And that was like my senior year. So I went back and looked. I can go back and look from like my first post. It was just some nonsense I was out there posting. It was a different time. It was a different time. But now I understand. I don't even try to post nothing. I don't even try to post anything that has anything to do with basketball in the basketball life. I try to treat my Instagram as a brand. It's a brand. I don't try to think this is a personal account. No, it's a brand. I'm constantly branding myself. I'm showing you the life. I'm showing you what I go through in a day-to-day aspect. I'm going to show you rarely my family, unless it's like my mom or my daughter's birthday, and I'm doing a shout out to my mom or my sister or another player's birthday. But I follow nothing but basketball players. I follow nothing but basketball information, and that's what I promote. My feed is strictly basketball because I need to be catering to that group of people. Don't sleep on your Instagram and your social media and to think that that's not going to get you jobs. Focus more on that and watch how far that take you. Then you're just trying to run and look for. That's how agents and other players and other teams and organizations can find you. So focusing more on my social media is definitely something I wish I would have known before starting off. The business side of the game. I wish I would have paid more attention to that. Too many times we come into the game thinking that, I'm just coming out here to play basketball, and not realizing that this is a business. All this is a business. That's why you use your social media and promote it like a business. You promote yourself like a business. You have to be as professional as you possibly can when it comes to this game. If you treat yourself with respect as a businessman instead of just like a player who don't know what's going on, even when it comes to talking to teams, agents, treat yourself like the business side of this is so sketchy. You have to conduct yourself in the utmost professional way as possible. You have to get that. You have to literally demand that respect from teams and organizations, because there are so many players coming in and out. They're dealing with one player today and another one today, or the next day. One's falling off, one's retiring, one got hurt, another going, 10,000 of them coming out of college at the same time. And a lot of people just don't have the mindset to think of, just come in with the business mindset. How I'm going to have my contract, how I act when I'm with a team. If you come to a team and you act like you ain't just got no sense, and they just think that you're just another one of these hood players or something like that. I'm speaking to my boys from the crib. You act like you just like a hood player or whatever and don't really got no sense, they're going to treat you like that. They're going to try to get over on you because they're going to feel like you ain't really got no business etiquette. But if you come in like, hey bro, I need my money on this time, this is how I do. If you don't pay me on this, if you don't follow to the guidelines of what my agent is doing, they're not going to, you're going to get treated as far as you treat yourself. The preparation that you put into yourself and the information that you bring to the table of what you know and how you act when you're with teams, when you speak to organizations, when you speak to coaches. Because sometimes they're going to call you up before they sign because they want to know who they're dealing with. They want to know what type of player I'm dealing with. They want to know if you got some sense. I had plenty of times where I had to get on a phone call. Doesn't really matter what I've done in the past. I may have had a great resume. I may have just came off a championship. They want to have that conversation. They want to see how you conduct yourself. Realizing that, hey, sometimes you're going to get cut. And they might, I had a perfect example of the guy that, older guy, he was, I guess you would call him my mentor. He was like a mentor for me for a little bit. He kind of gave me some game. He was like pretty much the only old head that kind of just like gave me some game at that time. And he was like, don't take it personal. I got cut from a team. I left, went somewhere else. They brought me back a couple months later. Can't take it personal. It's just a business. I was dealing with one agent. He wrote me. He kind of did me kind of shysty. I kind of just like, whatever. I'm not dealing with him no more. Old head hit me back up. Like, yo, why aren't you working with dude? I was like, man, he kind of he's like, this is a business. Don't take that joint personal. If you read the 4 Agreements of book, don't take it personal. You know, me and Deuce always talk about the book. Don't take it personal. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.